you're in a position to make a difference, period. Then God doesn't give everybody the same vision, but he does give you some. If you know that the people in your community aren't educated and you can't get the government to get involved, then why haven't you? It's really simple. Like, what actions have you taken beyond just, singing in the pulpit, getting people excited for a minute? Like, I send you forth into the world to minister the gospel of Christ because it's to evoke change, to raise the dead. People are spiritually dead. They're educationally dead. They have no wisdom. They have no direction. They have no vision. Yet you have people in the community who've been there 60, 70 years. Start by being honest with them.
Being honest.
Start by being honest with them. And some of this is telling them things they don't want to hear, even at the sacrifice of you losing tithes and offerings. Period. I know that that's not a popular thing to do, to tell people, hey, look, you know what? You can't go to the strip club at night, make your money, and come here and praise God on Sunday, and that's okay. Like, no, it's not.
So what are your thoughts on the current state of Black America?
In a financial sense, I feel that America is still one of the greatest countries in the world where if you grow up poor, you can still become anything you desire. It facilitates opportunities that are not allowed in other parts of the world, where if you grow up poor, you're going to die poor. It's a caste system, right? But we're still mentally and spiritually poor. There was some show years ago called, what was it? Housewives of Atlanta, something like that. I couldn't even get through an episode of it because I saw people who were still ghetto. All they did was have more money, same behavior, same mindset, doing the exact same thing. And I was like, this is what you're telling Caucasian America, who has no exposure to Black people, that this is the best that we have to offer.
So do you believe we're in a state of crisis?
I believe we've been in one for a long time, and social media glosses over it because we focus on clothes, cars, houses, but we don't focus about the things that the Black community should be upset about. I'll give you an example. You probably won't invite me back after this, but it's okay. The whole Black Lives Matter thing, hated that.
So did I.
Hated it. I understand the premise, but don't come to the entire United States talking about Black Lives Matter. And I haven't heard any one of you talk about the pregnancy rate in the Black community, the educational rate in the Black community. You are okay with your sons having kids and nobody holds them accountable to take care of them. No, take that somewhere else.
How can America solve these problems?
Two things. One, the moment you took God out of everything, you took out the highest standard of men, which we could try to adhere to, period. Now men have no direction on their God-given purpose, and real men don't hold other men accountable. I had a friend, I won't say his name, the guy I knew, who asked me one time. He said, hey man, I need you to get this hotel for me. I thought he lost his wallet or something. It's like, dude, I got no problem, whatever. Where are you going? He's like, meet me over here. I'm driving. I was like, wait a minute, let me just ask. I was like, what do you need the hotel for? Because he lives in the same city. He's like, oh, I got this lady, da 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 da. And I said, I laughed. I literally pulled over. I was on Palm Beach Lakes. I was like, I can't help you. I knew he was married. Right. So the fact that most guys would have done that, I told him, I said, look, man, I love you today. It's your choice. But how is it that you have time for this? But I know for a fact you haven't been out with your wife in a long, your priorities are out of whack. You shouldn't even be here right now.
So, this is not a question to script it, but based on what you just said, the guy literally showed no remorse about not having any character whatsoever and tried to have you get involved and be complicit. Okay.
In his mess.
So, and this is a Black man, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So my question to you is Dr. Martin Luther King made a statement. He said, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said that he'd hoped that we'd have an America where people will be judged by the content of their character and not the color of their skin.
Right.
Would you agree that we've actually achieved that? And what many people of color are experiencing is a nation that's judging them by their character, and they're confusing it and faulting it on their color because they are devoid of character?
Yes and no. To be clear, I don't judge people because none of us are perfect. We've all fallen, right? He was convicted after I had the conversation with him and chose not to go that route. And I think that's what real friends are for.